Welcome to the video lecture series on Six Sigma. And in this video, we will study the basics of Six Sigma analyze phase and the steps in brief, and also look through some simulated case studies. Without much delay, let's start this journey. I am your instructor Gunjan Subedi, and this is my Lean University. Your freedom to professional learning. Before starting the topic, let me remind you that you can access the full course on Six Sigma through the link in the description. Please stay with me till the end of video for solving the Six Sigma analyze phase questions and informations regarding free resources.
Now in this lecture I am going to talk about the analyze phase of Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma. The analyze phase is the common phase that is to be practiced in both DMA-IC and DMA-DV cycle. That means we have to analyze for the situation of the existing problem and the root causes of the existing problem in both the DMA-IC and DMA-DV cycle. Now let us start with the question itself. Why is it actually called the analyze phase? So what do we analyze? This is called analyze phase because we are basically trying to analyze the probable causes of the problem and we are trying to find out the root causes. So can we directly jump to the analyze phase? That means without doing the or without performing the task in the define and the measure phase? No, because we need the data gathered from the define and measure phase to work in the analyze phase. And you know well that Six Sigma is a statistical improvement process. That means everything that we do in Six Sigma requires data. The data should be measured and then they should be analyzed, and the analyzed data are used for the improvement of the process and subsequently control of the process. That means control of the improved process. So are we done after we find out the causes of the problem? We hear it quite often that analyze phase is related to the root cause analysis. No, because we need to validate that these causes are significantly important to gain attention. During the brainstorming session, we may find that there are different causes responsible for the effect. That means there may be different causes that may be responsible for the problem. But we need to validate that these causes are significant to gain attention, because solving any problem requires time, manpower, money, resources, etc. So only those causes that prove the significant effect on the effect should be given the priority. So we should validate those causes only. And if we have enough time and resources to solve every problem, or say to solve every causes of the problem, that will be more better. But the causes or the problem which are most significant are the ones which are responsible for most of the waste and defects in the Six Sigma project. Why is it necessary to perform the analyze phase or to go through the analyze phase? Because we have to analyze the pain points of the process. So analyze phase basically looks at the pain points. That means those points which are responsible for the defects or which are responsible for any non-value added steps if we are talking about the lean process. So what are the steps of the analyze phase? The first step is examining the process closely. By examining the process closely, I mean we should have a sound knowledge of how the process is actually working on the production level or on the service level. So we should be sound about the knowledge, or we should have a clear picture in our mind and documented evidences that the project or the process is running in that particular way. Different tools are used in this step. The first is Gemba walk, time analysis, value added analysis, and value stream mapping. So what is Gemba walk? Gemba walk is the term used to describe the personal observation of the work where the work is happening, and this is also called the process walk. Genba is a Japanese term, also called the Genba, G-E-N-B-A, Genba, and it's used for observing the actual working of the process or working inside the plant floor. Similarly, time analysis is also done in this first phase or first step of the analyze phase. With the time analysis, we should know how much time is spent in each process. We should study about the delays particularly, because delays are also one of the 8 forms of the waste of the lean. So delays are the result of the waste of time. And with the time analysis, we know exactly in which part of the process the time is exactly wasted. So that process is non-value adding, because it is not adding value to the process, but simply there is the waste of time. Now there is a value added analysis. Value added analysis are those activities which the customers are willing to pay. We already learned about value added and non-value added activities. So these are those activities which are quite beneficial to the customers and which the customers want to see in the product or processes. They simply add value to the product and processes. And non-value added activities are those activities for which the customers are not willing to pay, and these do not directly add the value to the product or services. Typically 70% of the total lead time is wasted in non-value adding activities, and it is where the role of Lean Six Sigma comes into play, because its job is to particularly identify those non-value added activities which simply extends the lead time. And what is lead time? Lead time is the duration when the customers first order for any product or services and when the customers receive that product or services. So the entire journey or the entire length of the time is the lead time. So 70% of the time is generally non-value adding time, and our job is to reduce that non-value adding activities which can help us to reduce the waste of time. Now these non-value added activities can be either minimized or eliminated. In some instances, it is not quite possible to completely eliminate the non-value added activities. For example, transportation is one of the non-value added activities. We need some time for transport as well, and it takes time. So though being non-value added activity, we cannot completely eliminate them. We can reduce the non-value adding activity with the help of Six Sigma and Lean. So what are the steps of the analyze phase? Now this particular step is performing the graphical, statistical or process map analysis. This is the step where we actually do the analysis part. Different kinds of analysis are performed in the analyze phase, first being the graphical analysis, statistical analysis, and the process map analysis. We use different tools such as histogram, box plot, Pareto, correlation, multivariate diagram, interaction, and the main effect plots for the graphical analysis. Similarly, we can use the regression test or the hypothesis test for the statistical analysis, and we can use the flowchart and process map for the process map analysis. Then we look for what are the causes of the problem. So this is where we practice the root cause analysis. There are many root cause analysis tools such as fishbone diagram, cause and effect diagram, 5 whys, fault tree analysis, is and is not analysis, tree diagram, etc. And there are many more. We then verify the causes of the problem. Now verification of the causes of the problem can be done with the help of hypothesis test. Hypothesis test is where we hypothesize certain statement and we try to find out whether the statement is statistically significant with the help of null and alternative hypothesis. This is a chart which you can use in order to identify which hypothesis test to use. For example, different kinds of hypothesis tests should be used for non-normal data, for the discrete data, or for the continuous data, or for the normal data. So you cannot just use any type of hypothesis test for any kind of data. This is an example of 5 why analysis, where we try to repeat the question why for 5 or more times to come to the root cause of the problem. This is an example of is and is not analysis. Generally, is and is not analysis is also used in the define phase to define what is the scope of the Six Sigma project that we are going to perform and what are not the scope of the Six Sigma project. But here particularly we are trying to find out the problem or the causes of the problem with the help of is and is not analysis. Similarly, there is also a fault tree analysis. This is an example of the fault tree analysis where we are trying to find out the causes of the employee turnover. Similarly, there are different kinds of cause and effect diagram. I'm sorry that the screen got little dim here. This is a cause and effect analysis or fishbone diagram. This is a Fourier fishbone diagram, and these are the 6M and 8P fishbone diagram. Fishbone diagram are the graphical or visual representation of the causes and sub-causes of any problem or effect. Then we finally update the project charter at the end of the analyze phase. At the end of define phase, we have a long section of the project charter where we learn that we should write the overall plan of the process. So if we write this was the overall plan, we should also add a column where we should write this was the actual time plan and this is the actual time where the analyze phase is completed. Similarly, during analysis, different kinds of costs and resources may be utilized. So we also have to update the project charter about these costs and utilities. So with this all, we complete the analyze phase. So this is just a brief explanation or the description of the activities that we perform in the Six Sigma analyze phase.
Okay, let's now run the usual section of the course. Let's run the quiz. The scenario here is, suppose David approaches you for helping him draft a Six Sigma implementation plan. He wants to conduct a root cause analysis for the problem of frequent customers' complaint. Which of the following tools will you recommend to David? Will you recommend him drawing a scatter plot diagram, or hypothesis testing, or fishbone or Ishikawa diagram, or will you recommend him to use the A3 analysis document? I'll give you some time to think for the answer. Okay, let me reveal the answer. The correct answer is fishbone, because fishbone and 5 whys are basically the tools used for the root cause analysis or finding the root cause analysis of the problem. The A3 analysis document is also used in the root cause analysis along with the scatter plot diagram, but basically we use fishbone and 5 whys for root cause analysis. The tools such as fishbones and 5 whys are also discussed inside the A3 analysis document, but it has a broader aspect. It defines all the activities of the improvement project. So if you have to choose only one, you have to choose fishbone, or if it is given, you have to choose the 5 whys also. Next question. This is the assignment for you. Please write your answers on the comments and I'll be checking your answers in the comment section. The scenario here is, Linda approaches you for helping her draft a Six Sigma implementation plan. She has the following list of activities. As you have already gone through the phases of Six Sigma, particularly the analyze phase, which activity will you do or recommend Linda for the Six Sigma analyze phase? The first option is define the problems that we want to improve. Second, measure the Six Sigma level. Third, run a hypothesis test to test whether the root cause is statistically significant. And the last one, implement a control plan. So what do you think? Which option is the correct answer? For more quizzes and Six Sigma analyze phase and case studies, please don't forget to watch the next video and analyze phase exam questions and answer and videos of other Six Sigma phases also. Also, please do not forget to go through the Six Sigma resources on the description. Thank you so much. Meet you in the next video.